guys. So we are back and we're here with our Slim Shady LP album review. So I guess let's just go. How do you want to do this? You want to go one by one, or you want to start by saying like which one's our favorite?
All right, so hold on. Let me pull up the track. We have the track list here.
Yes.
Okay. So you knew, what would you say, about half or quarter of the songs on here? You actually didn't know a lot of these.
Yeah, so I know my name is oh God. I
Yeah, now that I'm thinking.
I knew some of them. I don't remember which ones I know and which ones I don't know, but I know for sure I know My Name Is. I know that song.
Yeah.
Um, My Name Is.
Guilty Conscience, you didn't know.
No.
Brain Damage. Okay, so you know what? Let's just go through the songs here.
Okay.
So it started off with Public Service Announcement, which you
There's a
remember that.
skit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing in the Marshall Mathers LP. And then it went into My Name Is, which you knew.
Yeah, of course. I feel like everybody knows that song.
Yeah,
It's a
so
great song. It was like groundbreaking for the time,
from
for
what
sure.
I remember, you were surprised at some of the lyrics when we did the breakdown.
Yes, because it discusses so much of pop culture. Like, oh, who was it? Was that the song that talks about Christina Aguilera and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, like that was crazy. I had no idea that they even like had like even a little bit of a thing back then.
So a lot of that was more in actually the Marshall Mathers LP,
Oh,
but he did talk about a bunch of the groups.
yeah, which
Yeah,
was crazy.
yeah.
Um,
So you liked it. You thought it was, interesting, the
yeah,
content.
for sure. I like My Name Is, but I feel like it's not my favorite. I don't
Yeah.
know. There is one that I decided was my favorite from this album.
Okay, so
We'll
then
get there.
we went on to Guilty Conscience, which you recall with Dr. Dre,
Yeah.
where they were playing the
That
angel
was
and
really
devil
cool.
with the three storylines.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's up there, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, so that was a good one. Brain Damage, which I loved. That's the one where he was telling the story about getting beaten as a kid. He was
Yes,
sued
yes.
by his
Oh my
bully.
God, that is a crazy story.
Yeah, so it's
I
exaggerated,
can't.
but
Yeah, and that's crazy that he mentioned the actual bully that beat him by name.
yeah,
My
it's
God.
wild.
And he had like that lawsuit and everything.
Yes, yes. So that's
But it's
crazy.
a good thing that Eminem still won because he was the one who was beaten and
For
hospitalized
sure, for
in that
sure.
situation.
Yeah. And then we go on to the Paul skit, which you actually like the Paul skits, right? We heard
Yeah,
on the Marshall Mathers LP
I
in
think
this.
I think it was funny from what I
We were saying
remember.
like he's like, I can't explain this shit. Change the album,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the
yeah, that
common
was
theme.
funny.
Yes. And then so I was like, if I had $1 million, I'd buy a brewery and turn the world into alcoholics. Remember that
It was a
one?
funny one.
Yeah.
It was all right.
And then we get into 97 Bonnie and Clyde.
That was a really great one.
Yeah,
I liked
that's
the tie-in with Kim.
yes. And then the baby talk through the whole fucking song
Yeah, so I
to
think that would
Haley.
be one of my favorites of this
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
That My Name Is, and then there's another one.
yes. So then we get into the bitch skit, which, so it says here, I found out from our commenters. I never bothered to
Yes,
look into it, so I do appreciate it.
thank
Zoe
you.
Winkler, which was,
Zoe.
so I don't know how to pronounce it.
I had friends in high school who
Mhm.
spelled Zoe like that, so I just say
So is
Zoe.
Henry Winkler's daughter,
That's so
and apparently
funny.
that was real.
That
Yeah.
is so funny.
And then that led into Role Model, which I
That's my
believe
favorite.
your favorite one off this album.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you recall in particular what you liked about it compared to the other songs?
No, for a lot of these, I only ever heard them once. I just remember that I like that one the most. I don't remember.
Yeah, so that one the
How's it go again?
the flow is good. You could grow up to be just like me.
Oh yeah,
I've been with 10 women that got HIV. Don't you
that
want to
was
be just,
funny. I like how he screams it, but it was like very chill. That
Yeah,
was what I liked about it. It was pretty cool.
yes. And then we get into the lounge skit, which leads into My Fault, which do you remember that? I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl.
Yeah,
This
that's a funny one, but it's not. like I'd say it's like teeters around the middle area for me.
Yeah. There's another song about, the girl doing mushrooms and having a bad trip and
Yeah, and then she dies
he
at the end. Oh
yeah,
my god.
and he thinks it's his fault. And then we get into Ken Kniff, which is kind of the origin of Ken Kniff
Yeah,
on this
this one
album.
was funny. This one didn't bother me.
Yeah, it's nothing like the Marshall Mathers LP one. And then Come On Everybody with
It
Dina
was
Ray.
funny. Dina Ray's voice. So I didn't mind that one. It's too much of like a funny, like jokey song for me to say it's one of my favorites, but I just like that Dina Ray was on it and it was catchy. I had it stuck in my head the next
I was
morning.
just about to say that. I remember it might have even been 2 days after you were like, you kept saying the chorus over and over, which is funny. And then Rock Bottom, which has always been
My
my favorite
favorite.
song off this album.
It's a little too like down for me.
It is, but I mean, it's brilliant.
Oh, yeah, definitely brilliant. Like everything about that song is very impressive. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's relatable. That desperation, that dark place, and then even so, the chorus, it's where he's like, when you feel like you've had it up to here because you're mad enough to scream, but you're sad enough to tear. It's
Yeah,
like, oh man,
that is
I
great.
so I'm somewhat with you, like we discussed in our previous videos, particularly when we did Rock Bottom. You don't like listening to sad songs in general, not even when you're sad.
Oh yeah,
S-
no, definitely not when I'm sad and definitely not when I'm not sad.
So
I
I
don't need that negativity.
so I get that. So I do find that if I am like sad or depressed or something, I'm more drawn and more apt to listen to sadder music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, with Rock Bottom, even though the content is like dark and kind of despairing, that's a song that I could listen to whenever. You know what I mean? Like
Really?
I could always listen to that. I love that. It's so fucking great.
Yeah, because I'm like so happy and like I don't need that.
Yeah, no.
I don't need
So I
that.
get that. There's certain songs when they come on, I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this shit. It's gonna bring
Yeah.
me down. That's just
You
happens
don't
to
need.
not be one of them for me. And then we have Just Don't Give a Fuck, which
I
you
can respect
remember.
that. Yeah. It's a good song.
Yeah, I like that one too. And then the soap skit into As the World Turns, which was the crazy Slim Shady's version of a soap opera.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure.
Yeah, I
It's
liked that
very
one the most.
interesting.
Yes. And then we have I'm Shady.
I'm Shady is good.
I'm Shady. I love that part.
Yeah.
And then Bad Meets Evil,
That
which,
was good. That was pretty impressive. I like the intro and outro. It was really
yeah,
cool.
the Western.
Yeah.
And then we closed off with Still Don't Give a Fuck.
That was cool that it was like an answer to Just Don't Give a Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm not going to put them all in order because we'll be here all day.
yeah,
But I will say my favorite is Role Model.
yes,
And then I would say my second favorite is 97 Bonnie and Clyde. And then my third favorite is My Name Is.
yeah.
Hmm. What about you? What are your top three?
So let's see. Rock Bottom is definitely my favorite. I like so many of these songs,
You have to pick your
and
top
there's
three.
different things I like about them. Um, it's funny because when My Name Is came out, that was like my favorite song ever. I loved it,
Yeah.
but I don't think I would put that in my top three.
Okay.
Um, Probably I'm Shady. I would
Okay.
put either two
That's
or
a good one.
three.
That would probably be around the middle for me.
Yeah, and then fuck, man, I don't know. Still don't give a fuck. Come on, everybody. Role model. Did I say role model? What did I say was number two? Oh, I'm Shady. So yeah, I'll do Rock Bottom. I'm Shady and a role model.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. I thought you would have ranked Role Model a little higher.
Yeah, I mean, they could swap spots. It wouldn't, affect me.
Yeah. And Guilty Conscience was pretty good too. I would say maybe that would be like four,
So that's a
maybe.
very creative song.
Yes.
It may be the most creative song on the album.
Next to 97 Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, that's a tough. Yeah, that one's very creative and dark and twisted and
And you could
brilliant.
also go on to say that As the World Turns is really creative.
Yeah, I mean, they all are. It's so interesting because there's so many different elements here. There's specifically with rap. So there's like different types of rappers. You know what I mean? Like I know
Yeah.
you don't necessarily care about the lyrics as much as the way it sounds and makes you feel, right?
Yeah, because I am a child of like the EDM
Yeah,
era, like in like 2008, 2009, 2010,
yeah,
early 2010s. That was like all you would listen to was like dubstep and like house music and go see all the raves and stuff. So like it's like really ingrained in me. I could just listen to music that has no words. I'm like, this is fucking great.
yeah. So there's all different types of rap in general. You know what I mean? There's people that just don't like Eminem because they don't care about lyrics like that.
Mhm.
But even within Eminem's own music, there's all those different elements. You know, there's songs that are way more just about the lyrics, and then some that are like catchy and like dance, you know, almost, and then
Yeah.
fun, and then funny, and then just sonically the way they make you feel. You know what I
Like,
mean?
I will say that I believe, aside from one song, my favorite Eminem songs, You Are Not Your Favorite, because I think the lyrics aren't as good and it's more about like the beat and the vibe
Yeah,
and the overall just like so bad.
yeah,
I could that's totally like I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's like the girliest Eminem song. Like
maybe.
I feel like every girl would probably like that song. Like it's so not like a song like
Yeah,
I feel like he was making that for his female
could
listeners
be.
because like I love that song.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
good. Um, but yeah, so before we get into, I'll ask you guys if you have requests for songs before we get into the next album, which we are going to be doing the Eminem show. We're going to pick up in order. We'll do a handful of feature tracks with Eminem. But before we get there, I do want to ask, so your comparisons between this and the Marshall Mathers LP. So we heard two
Oh,
albums now from Eminem. So the Marshall Mathers LP, I don't know, do you remember the songs on that?
uh, Kim?
So Kim, that had Stan,
Oh,
that
Stan.
had the song Marshall Mathers.
And I had a favorite on that album too, but oh God, guys, my memory's horrible. What was my favorite on that?
Um,
I have to see the list.
I'm gonna pull up right here on my phone.
I
There
had a
is
favorite though.
so Kill You, Stan,
Okay,
Who
wait,
Knew,
let's.
The Way I Am, The Real Slim Shady, Remember Me, I'm Back.
Oh, Drug Ballad.
Yes,
Oh
of
yeah, I like the
course.
Marshall Mathers LP better
Yeah,
because it has one of my favorite songs on it. So it's
yeah.
an automatic win there.
Yeah, Marshall Mathers, Drug Ballad, Amityville, Bitch Please Part 2, Kim, Under the Influence, and
I'm
Criminal.
partial because Amityville is like a 20-minute drive from us.
Yes. So I agree. Marshall Mathers LP, I personally like better than this album too. But this album's fucking awesome. You know, plus
Yeah, it was great, but
it's
that one's for sure my favorite out of the two.
and it's the beginning, it's the first, it's the origin story of him with, Dr. Dre and, all that shit.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Interesting, for sure.
S-
So,
Yeah, we will, like I just said, we're gonna be doing the Eminem show next. That's gonna be the next album. We'll go through that. We will be doing a handful of features. I'll let you guys know right now. We're gonna record Scary Movie with Eminem and Royce the 5'9". So any other requests with non-album Eminem songs, you could also throw in other artists too, which we will eventually get to. I definitely want to hear, if there's other songs you want us to react to and break down or
yes.
whatever. But yeah, that's really it.
And once we get a decent amount of requests, I'm going to make a poll. So we'll go in order of whichever song becomes most popular. So be sure to
Yeah.
check out our poll in the community section of our channel and vote for whichever song you want us to do first.
Yes.
But yeah, so we'll see you guys next time with Scary Movie.
Yes.